Hey, Retcon Raider here, and welcome back to episode 58. We're just killing time today while we wait for the Noble War to begin, so I thought we'd start things off light by taking out this orc stronghold. Well, we're only up against 6 berserkers. I'm not sure this would even qualify as a warm-up. Potato starts us off, putting an arrow through a berserker's hand, then another arrow into its chest as well. The rest of the berserkers continue their charge. Mark puts an arrow through the wounded berserker's shoulder, but his follow-up shot glances off its helmet. Rowan puts a crossbow bolt through an orc berserker's leg. Oof. Even though these guys are small in number, they've got some pretty wicked weapons. We want to keep them off our front line as long as possible. Fox drops the wounded berserker, and takes a chunk of armor off another berserker as well. Bunny takes the rest of the berserker's armor off, then lands a hit on his helmet. Alright, pushing into round 2. The berserkers continue their advance. And we've got contact. Eraton is stunned. Our archers will stay focused on the berserkers with two-handed weapons. Mark cuts down another wounded berserker. And puts 2 more shots into the orc with a man-splitter, killing it. Bunny shifts her focus to the orc with a berserker chain. Rowan plants a crossbow bolt in its side. Fox fires through the ranks, killing the chain-wielding orc. Then he puts an arrow through another orc's hand. Rondis draws his greatsword, cleaving through a berserker's armor in a single swing. Belfontaine readies his dagger, hacking into the orc, leaving it on death's doorstep. Janos moves up, readying his great hammer, shattering the other berserker's hand. Kazarin moves in, finishing off one of the badly wounded orcs, and breaking the morale on the other. Reinhard moves up as well, dagger at the ready, and fells the last of our foes. No level ups, of course, that was a pretty light fight. And MVP goes to Fox and Mark. Considering how easy the fight was, the loot's actually not that bad. Each of these orc weapons is worth over 1,000 gold, though of course I think we only get about 10% of that when we're actually selling them. At any rate, we'll grab everything and keep looking for trouble. Well, we're not seeing any more strongholds out here, but we did run into this flock of 18 Nachzehrers. Not exactly the most exciting battle, but it's good XP. Right off the bat, we're only seeing small and medium Nachzehrers so far. They're already rushing our line, of course, and we'll be opening up on them with our archers as soon as we get the chance. Since this is going to be a pretty predictable fight, we'll try to make it quick by playing things more aggressively than usual. Of course, the worst part is actually waiting for all of these guys to finish making their moves. They did just introduce an option for faster animations, but I'm worried if I use that, I won't actually have enough time to make any commentary between turns. Alright, our archers are up. Let's kill some Nachzehrer. Alessandro puts an arrow through a Nachzehrer's kneecap. Wojtek kills another Nachzehrer, then shoots a medium Nachzehrer in the foot. Potato kills the ghoul with a wounded knee, then puts an arrow through another Nachzehrer's neck. Mark Richards finishes off a medium Nachzehrer. And that's it for our ranged fire. Our frontliners start advancing to prevent the Nachzehr from eating their fallen. Oswald rushes in, then lops off a Nachzehrer's ear with his dagger. Reinhard stabs a ghoul in the side. And moving into round 2. Now the Nachzehr get a chance to fight back. The Nachzehr are swarming over our front line. There's a light hit on Roderick's helmet. Alright, looks like we handled that pretty well. Oh, there's a light hit on Oswald's armor, but otherwise we came through that unscathed. Our archers begin the second volley. Alessandro puts an arrow through one Nachzehrer's shoulder and another Nachzehrer's knee. Wojtek cuts down a third Nachzehr. Roderick is up. He cuts down a wounded Nachzehr, then turns his attention to a medium. Readying his greatsword, he slices open the ghoul's artery. Mark cuts down another wounded Nachzehr, then puts an arrow through a Nachzehrer's leg inside. Woe plunges his pike through the Nachzehrer's foot. Oswald readies his warbrand, slicing open another medium Nachzehrer's leg. Potato kills the Nachzehr on Woe, puts an arrow through another Nachzehrer's side. I got readies his great axe, but can't land the hit. Dominic moves forward, focused on the north side. He lands a light hit with his dagger. Kazarin cuts down a wounded Nachzehr, then unleashes a flurry of blows on another one. Reinhard pierces a Nachzehrer's chest and another Nachzehrer's hand. And round 3, the Nachzehr get another chance to fight back. Looks like they're actually trying to consolidate their position a bit. Oh, and we have a large Nachzehr on the south side. Our archers are up. Alessandro puts an arrow through a Nachzehrer's hand. Woe readies his pike, plants it in the large Nachzehr on our south. Wojtek gut shots a Nachzehr, then puts an arrow in another Nachzehrer's leg. Oswald takes 2 light armor hits. Potato puts 2 arrows into the large Nachzehr. Dominic kills a wounded Nachzehr on our north, then presses the assault, putting his dagger in another Nachzehrer's chest and shoulder. Roderick moves up, killing 2 Nachzehr with a single swing. He grabs his dagger and finishes off a third Nachzehr as well. I got moves forward, dagger at the ready. He doles out a light flesh wound. Mark is up. He keeps his attention focused on the large Nachzehr, landing another light hit. Oswald cleaves open a Nachzehrer's gut, then kills it with his second swing. Then he plants his dagger in another Nachzehrer's eye. Kazarin readies his spear. He cuts down the one-eyed Nachzehr, then tears into the larger Nachzehr next to it. Reinhard stabs another Nachzehr in the leg, then kills it with a follow-up strike. Moving into round 4. Our archers are up, but there aren't many targets left at this point. We'll have them focus on the large Nachzehr. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're having much luck here. Oh, and the Nachzehr gobbled up Kazarin. Agat stabs a Nachzehrers in the shoulder. Dominic kills another. Potato takes aim and cuts down the large Nachzehrers. Kazarin comes bursting from its gut. Roderick puts a dagger through a Nachzehrers' neck, then kills it with his second swing. Dominic's up to level 9. And MVP goes to Roderick der Orc Mortar. Nicely done. We'll take our handful of teeth and continue on our way. While marching down the road, you find a man with a broken cart by the side of the path. By the wagon there is a donkey standing idle, and as defeated as a donkey can look. The trader looks little better than that, and your appearance seems to have scared him. He rears up, backing away momentarily. "Have you come to take my things? If so, you needn't kill me. Take what you want." Well, as tempting as it is to take his supplies, it's not worth the hit to our reputation. You disarm the man from his fears and order a few of the Retcon Raiders' finest to get the wagon back on the road. They make short work of it, the trader looking rather impressed by their efficiency. With his wares back on the road, he offers a few tokens of gratitude right off the wagon itself. These provisions will be useful in the days to come. Well, that didn't net us a whole lot, but I guess it's better than nothing. Let's continue on to Weedmark here and see if we can find ourselves a new contract. And we're back. We're currently escorting another noble envoy into House Rosenving territory. He's taking care of business in Sea Camp, so we're killing some time by killing some bandits. Well, this doesn't look too bad. We're up against 16 bandits, most of them are frontliners. They've only got 3 marksmen, but one of them has an elevated position. We'll have to be wary of those crossbows, but otherwise this should be a pretty easy fight. Alessandro puts an arrow through an archer's arm. Fox puts an arrow through a bandit's shoulder. And the bandits begin rushing our front line. Oh, there's the bandit leader. Friedrich the Outcast. Looks like he's got a noble sword and a halfway decent helmet. Hopefully we can salvage those. I see at least 3 bandits with military picks. We'll have to be careful. Those things can cause a lot of armor damage. Okay, so the brigands have split into 2 separate groups, one coming from the north and one coming from the south. Eraton slices open a bandit's arm with a throwing axe, and our frontliners advance. Kazarin wades in, trimming off half a bandit's armor. Then he plants his dagger in another bandit's side. Reinhard moves up to meet the bandits on the north. He lands 2 quick hits, slicing off a wounded bandit's ear. Rondus moves in, readying his greatsword. And he cleaves open a brigand's chest. Gianos moves in as well, cutting down the wounded thug with his dagger, then advancing deeper into their formation. Belfontaine moves up, switching off to his dagger. Though he's up against a tough target here. Yeah, unfortunately he doesn't land any hits. Ooh. And Alessandro takes a crossbow bolt to the side. Henry moves up to provide cover for the archers. A bit late, but better than nothing. Vlad moves up, puncturing a bandit's kidney with his pike. Eraton took a light hit there. Now our archers return fire. Though, unfortunately, they're not having much luck. There we go. Alessandro cuts down one of the enemy crossbowmen, then cuts down a second bandit for good measure. The bandits are up, so they continue swarming around our lines. Looks like some of them are trying to bypass Kazarin, so they can circle around to our archers. Friedrich the Outcast just got into an axe-throwing contest with Eraton. There's a light hit on Janos' armor, and a couple of medium hits on Rondis as well. Henry tears a bandit's armor apart. Eraton's up, but he doesn't really have any open targets. He'll pass for the moment. Reinhard is up. He cuts down a wounded bandit, then turns his attention to another thug. Vlad tears into a bandit raider, but can't get past his shield. Belfontaine lands a hit, puncturing a bandit's arm. Kazarin lays into another thug. Rondis cuts down his opponent, then hops Kazarin, engaging the thugs who are circling on our south. He even finishes off Kazarin's opponent in passing. Janos readies his great hammer, but can't get past his opponent's shields. And I think we're moving into round 3. I guess Eraton has an opening here, so we might as well take a couple of shots. Well, he landed a light armor hit. Not bad, considering he only had a 5% chance to hit. Wojtek also took a light hit there. And he immediately returns fire, cutting down another enemy marksman. Then he wounds another bandit for good measure. I don't want to damage Friedrich's armor, but I guess we should start focusing on that last marksman. There's a light hit on Rondis. Alessandro takes aim at the crossbowman, but Friedrich blocks the shot. Fox puts an arrow through the crossbowman's gut. Janos just took a light armor hit there, as did Vlad. Henry's up, but he stays where he is. Belfontaine advances, locking down the bandit leader. Vlad squares off against his foe, puncturing the brigand's chest, as well as his arm. Reinhard turns to assist Vlad. The bandit blocks Reinhard's spear, but Reinhard still lands a lethal blow with his dagger, which he then uses to stab another thug in the knee. Kazarin moves up to join the fight against Friedrich the Outcast. Eraton's out of axes, so he switches off to his dagger, but continues providing cover for our archers. Rondis is up, he readies his greatsword, but he's too tired to make a great swing. That's a shame. He still cuts down one bandit, but now exhaustion has set in. Now Janos is up, but he still can't get past his opponent's shields. Pushing into round 4. The last of the crossbowmen seems uncertain on what to do. And now he's dead. Fox doesn't have any more open shots, so he starts heading north. Wojtek still has an open shot. He lands a light flesh wound, damaging a bandit's morale. Friedrich readies his shield and switches back off to his sword. Alessandro's been engaged. He uses fancy footwork to duck away, then kills the thug that was threatening him. The archers don't really need cover anymore, so Henry moves up to support Rondis. Janos takes another light hit. Eraton moves in to support Janos. Kazarin lays into Friedrich, landing a light flesh wound. Belfontaine will hold off for the moment until we've got more brothers in there. Vlad cuts down the last thug, then moves up to join Janos and Eraton. Reinhard moves up, but he's too exhausted to put up much of a fight. Rondis slices open his last opponent's leg, then finishes him off with a quick dagger strike. Janos is up. Let's see if he has more luck this time around. He misses with his dagger, and misses with his hammer as well. This just isn't his day. Belfontaine's back up again, but we'll have him keep holding off for now. No point in wasting his stamina. Round 5. Our archers are up, but they don't have much in the way of open shots. They'll have to spend the round maneuvering. Friedrich takes a quick shot at Belfontaine, then goes back on the defensive. Janos takes another light armor hit. Eraton punctures a bandit's chest with his dagger, breaking the man's morale. Vlad cuts down the second-to-last bandit. That just leaves us with Friedrich and one of his men. Unfortunately, we're really starting to struggle with exhaustion here. Ooh, scratch that. Janos finally lands a hit, crushing the last brigand's skull. That means the rest of our brothers can converge on Friedrich. Though we do have to be careful. Those counterattacks can be pretty dangerous. Round 6. Let's get in there. Our archers will hold back for now. No sense in needlessly damaging Friedrich's armor. Oh, and Henry breaks Friedrich's morale. That forces him to drop his counterattack stance and makes this a lot easier. And Kazarin finishes him off. Good work, everyone. Alessandro's got a pierced side, but he also hits level 12, so that's a fair trade-off. And Vlad hits level 12 as well. Looks like MVP goes to Rondis with 4 kills. We've also got a fair amount of loot here. There's Friedrich's noble sword. That's another top-tier melee weapon. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we got his helmet. That's a shame. It would have looked nice on Eraton. Well, we'll grab everything we can carry. Then we need to get back to Sea Camp so we can escort that envoy back to Weedmark. You enter Firthwalked and find a group of laymen standing around a wooden platform. Thinking there's a hanging to be seen, you quickly push through the crowd. What you find instead is a queerly dressed man barking out news to the townsfolk. "Hearken, hearken, hearken! A determination has been made between the noble houses Ravenholt and Eisenstein. They have come to a conclusion all sides can agree upon. They hate one another." Nervous whispers wrinkle the crowd. As the volume builds, the whispers crescendo into hushes. The minstrel continues. "That is right, my fair folk. War is upon us. Ah yes, that fickle beast which lies dormant in all men. A sad affair, a righteous affair, an honorable one." An old man standing in front of you grumbles and spits. He leaves, shaking his head and murmuring to himself. The minstrel presses on, his excitement not matching the terrified faces before him. "Let us not dawdle on ceremony. I've been instructed to speak thusly. Men, take up arms where you can, plow the fields where you can't. Women, raise your sons right, lest they may raise a sword all wrong." Finally, the minstrel takes a great big breath. "And for those among you who wish to earn a good crown or two, then noble houses are looking for the fine services of any men who can swing a sword. Those among you of lesser honor, you bridal loosers, bride stealers, leech sellers, smell smocks, ne'er-do-wells, vice-obsessed and run-amok brigands, bandits, and thieving graduates, You sickly and poison-moistened, the cursed and rabid, the cured and vapid, sellswords and poets selling words, this, my fine genteel men, is your time. Go out there, fight for the nobles, and earn yourself a new life. A shame that a war shan't last forever. It looks like the Retcon Raiders' future just got brighter, on account of the loads of gold you're about to be earning. War is upon us. Well, that makes it official. The second crisis has finally begun. Let's get this envoy back to Weedmark, and then it's time to take up arms in the name of House Ravenholt. Hey, Retcon Raider here. So, this is it. The second crisis has officially begun. We played things a bit too safe during the Greenskin invasion, so this time I think it's important that we play a more active role in the war that's taking place around us. We've already thrown our lot in with the Lords of House Ravenholt, so it's just going to be a matter of defending their territories and slaughtering their enemies. That means we're going to be up against a lot of well-trained human opponents, many of them equipped with mid and top-tier equipment, so we've got a lot of tough fights ahead of us. Of course, as I've said before, that can also end up working to our advantage, because now every time we win a fight, we'll be practically guaranteed to get at least 1 or 2 minor equipment upgrades. While I'm not entirely sure, I think the Noble War also causes a large number of bandits to start appearing around the world map, so that means we may get a chance to finally go up against some higher-tiered bandits as well. Again, it makes for a tougher fight, but they'll also theoretically be dropping better equipment as well. At any rate, raise a glass and rest up while you still can, because next time, we've got a war to win. This is Retcon Raider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website or the FanRun Wiki. Links are in the description.